to one federal law. Other areas that Congress is considering is to increase information sharing, both from the government to the private sector and getting information from the private sector back to the government. The President is getting a bit tired of waiting for Congress to act, and earlier in 2013, he actually put out an executive order for cybersecurity specific to the critical infrastructure. Through the executive order, the President is able to tell other executive branch agencies to act. In this case, he told the Department of Homeland Security to work with the National Institute of Standards and Technology to come up with best practices for critical infrastructure. The President, however, did tell the regulating agencies that if the critical infrastructure doesn't voluntarily adopt these best practices, regulation should be considered. I think that the NIST framework is a good starting point for having companies really consider risk management principles for cybersecurity. One of the big questions is, what does success look like? NIST itself has asked the private sector to provide it with valid security measures. NIST itself has stated that it never believes the framework will be complete, which is a good way of saying that they're open to industry's considerations and concerns to revise it on an ongoing basis.
Cyber threats are a challenge to our national security. The North Korean cyber attack on Sony Pictures destroyed data and disabled thousands of computers and exposed the personal information of Sony employees.
President Barack Obama on Wednesday declared a national emergency to create a federal sanctions program aimed at penalizing overseas hackers, as well as companies that benefit from their stolen information and goods, in the wake of the hackings last year of Sony Pictures and a number of other U.S. companies. Obama said in a statement, cyber threats pose one of the most serious economic and national security challenges to the United States, and my administration is pursuing a comprehensive strategy to confront them. Under the President's executive order, the Secretary of Treasury, in consultation with the Attorney General and the Secretary of State, will have greater power to impose sanctions on individuals or entities that engage in a range of malicious cyber-enabled activities, from stealing intellectual property to denial of service attacks on websites.